Hi guys, I just wanted to make a quick video about why Toaru Imaginary Fest has been cancelled, as my previous video was just like an immediate reaction to it. It was all pretty raw, and I went on a bit of a rant, so I want to explore the reasons why it's likely being cancelled, and why it's not all doom and gloom for the anime. So here's my copium phase coming back, if you want to call it that. But no, seriously, if you care about Toaru and the Raildex franchise, make sure you stick to the end of the video, as this news is pretty relevant for the franchise going forward and the 20th anniversary year, which hasn't been great. Square Enix are the ones who produced the game, and earlier this year it was announced that they're in a bit of trouble financially. 22.1 billion yen of loss, which is approximately 140.8 USD. And here in his tweet, it says they'll abandon the production of previously greenlit HD games, and it says in brackets console games, but most likely, well, I mean, we basically know at this stage, it's affected the gachas as well, which they also produce, because I've been told that Imaginary Fest isn't the only gacha which Square Enix have made where they pull the plug on it, so we're basically in the same boat. And if we scroll down, yeah, this decision was made back in March of this year. I heard someone mention that it could have been because they invested a lot into the NFT market back in like 2020, 2021 maybe, and obviously NFTs aren't really popular nowadays at all. So that was not a good business decision. I don't know if it's because of like their games not doing well either, but let me know in the comments. Yeah, it's not necessarily due to the fact that, oh yeah, there's not going to be like a huge announcement for the 20th anniversary. That being said, we don't know if there's going to be a Dengeki Fest this year. Actually, there probably isn't going to be one this year, because I initially thought there's a Dengeki Fest every year, which is usually the case, but apparently there have been instances, random years, where they haven't done it, which is kind of surprising. So we might have to wait till next year, which is very disappointing, because I was expecting a Dengeki Fest to happen this year where we would get 20th anniversary news. But if you haven't seen my previous rant video, the reason why I was ranting about this was because if there was a huge announcement coming, whether it's an anime of Index 3 or Index 4, I should say, or whatever, like the developers would be convinced by, I don't know, the corporate entities or overlords to keep it going, because a new season of the anime might rejuvenate the game and get more people into it. But I believe this has all been out of hand. And if you watch the recent video live stream that Imaginary Fest did, where you had like some of the development team commenting on the game and also showing off Accelerator and Toma and Kiharu Noken as the new battle characters, yeah, you literally you can see the tears on his face. He's wiping them, and I don't think. Listen, I don't think that's fake. I think that is legitimately his own feelings. I don't think he's doing it on purpose at all, because I think these, developers of the game do genuinely care about Index and Toaru. They're clearly passionate about the game by introducing all the light novel characters into it, and they've clearly worked hard, and for a gacha game, they did a pretty good job, not gonna lie. And people have mentioned, yeah, 5 years for a gacha game is pretty good, all things considered, apart from, like, the big major ones like FGO and Blue Archive and, what's the other one called? Fuck. Genshin Impact, there we go. You can see how much of a gacha player I am, bloody hell. But yeah, so all things considered, there is hope. I'm not going to say there's no hope, but at the same time, the 20th anniversary has been very underwhelming, and this bad news with Square Enix having the losses and then them cutting the game probably because of that, it's not been the best of timing for the series. I'm just hoping to God we get something cool like a new spin-off or a new anime that we can all be happy about, because this has just been like an average year for Index. And yeah, take into account that, okay, this was probably cut because of corporate overlords who don't care about Toaru and aren't really fussed whether an anime would be coming out or a new project would be coming out. The decision would have already been made, like, probably back in April or something, honestly. So, it's not the end of the world, as I probably would have argued prior. But yeah, at the same time, I think on December 2nd, when the game goes offline, I think a bunch of Japanese fans are going to be spreading a hashtag around on Twitter. It's basically thank you Toaru Imaginary Fest. I'll put the hashtag down in the description and the pinned comment. So on the 2nd of December, if you want to spread that hashtag on Twitter and say, yeah, thank you to the devs, and hopefully bring up enough voice to, you know, online to say, oh yeah, Toaru fans are around and we want our voices heard. But even like the initial tweet of them cancelling the game, it's gotten like over 3 million views on Twitter, which is crazy. Yeah, Japanese fans aren't happy. Of course, yeah, no one wanted the game to be cancelled unless you're a slave to the gacha. I was going to release my Genesis Testament 11 review this week, but since this news happened, this has kind of derailed me with the content I had planned, because I wasn't expecting this news to happen this week. So I'll try to get it out as soon as possible when I reread the volume, and I'll share my thoughts with you all about GT11. Yeah, so it's not the end of the world. We could still get a Toaru anime. I'm not gonna say it's impossible now. And make sure you subscribe down below. Check out my other videos for more index news content. Yeah, until next time.